Pittsburgh Tonight.
Pittsburgh Tonight.
Hey, Pittsburgh.
Thank you for tuning in to Pittsburgh Tonight. I'm your host, Arriana Bey. And tonight we have Taylor Gang's own DJ GQ here with us in the building. GQ.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
So if you just want to give us just a basic sentence or fab about yourself.
Well, I'm a kid from Chicago by way of Erie, PA, who somehow found my way to Pittsburgh, and I've been DJing here since '03.
Okay. So how did it all start with you with DJing? How'd you get into that?
My father actually is a old school DJ up in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's had a radio show for a really long time. And I was just exposed to music at an early age. Mm-hmm. And I had the kind of dad that, like, he would invite me to work. I'm like 8 years old, and he's like, yo, you either gotta wait till I come home or come to the bar with me. So yeah. I'd be asleep under the DJ booth. So just at an early age, I just picked that up. And I always tell people I'm glad he wasn't a stripper because the DJing thing was just natural.
So did he teach you how to do it, or did you just kind of pick up on it just from being around him and then born into the whole music thing?
Literally just watching him do it. He never showed me anything. He didn't even know I wanted to be a DJ. I don't even think he ever asked what I wanted to be. It just all of a sudden got real.
So when did you become a DJ? Like, when did you know that's what you were going to do?
When I was in high school, the people used to throw house parties, mm-hmm. and they would always ask me to borrow, like, tapes and CDs. So I was just like, yo, well, why don't I just go there, you know, borrow some of my dad's equipment and just do that. So the first party I ever did, I got $25, and I just had 2 house CD players, some speakers, and I was just going back and forth with it.
Kind of aging yourself here, right?
Yeah, that was probably 1993.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get the name GQ? Was that something that you always had with you, or when did that come about?
Well, my real name is Quincy. So when I started DJing, just to make it easy, it was just naturally DJ Q. And when I first came to Whammo, the original Whammo, there was already a guy there by the name of DJ Q. His real name was like Dwayne or Dwight. He spelled Q C-U-E.
Okay.
So like my boss at the time, he was like, we got to figure out a name for you. So try to come up with something. And I'm like, how do you come up with a name for yourself?
Yeah, you're supposed to get it.
Yeah, so I was watching Juice by chance on that weekend, and it was just like, bam, I came to work. I was like, yo, GQ.
Perfect.
And he was like, you know you can't be bummy. You know, you always have to look a certain way.
You keep up with that?
No, man.
Well, you look nice now.
Thanks. Well, I didn't know what to do, you know. I just said, let me throw something on real quick. Because I almost wore sweatpants.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
And a T-shirt with ketchup.
I'm glad you look nice.
Well, I appreciate it.
So your first event you made, what, like $25 you said, right?
$25, yeah.
So what was the event that you did that, you know, you got paid a decent amount for, or even event that you did that you felt like that benefited you? So what was like your first big event that you DJ'd?
Well, my first event with radio that I DJ'd that was really big was probably the first time Young Jeezy came to Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. That was big. The money was cool, but when I did Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose's wedding reception.
That's big.
That was a nice little check. Shout out to DJ Bonix. That was a nice check. Congrats to them too.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you get with Taylor Gang? How did that happen?
Just like I actually knew Breeze, Lonnie, that's Wiz's security. Mm-hmm. From me DJing in clubs for such a long time, Breeze would always come through and he'd be like, yo, play my cousin's CD. Right. So I'd be like, yo, Breeze, not now. Like, you got to get it to me earlier. And then, so we established that relationship early. Like, Wiz was probably like 14 at the time, right, so he couldn't really get into clubs and stuff like that. But eventually, just as his music like progressed, I just started playing more and more of it. And then Chevy, he was going by Kev the Hustler then. He used to come to a night I DJ'd called Crowbar. This is like a couple years ago.
I remember the story.
He was just always real cool. Like, Chev's just always been mad cool. And then one night he was like, yo, I got a song for you. Can you play it? And I'm like, all right, cool. So I played it. He rapped. I was mad because they couldn't hear how dope he was, because sometimes club systems are a little ratchet. So every time I saw him, it was just always respect. And then there was a club called Platinum a couple years ago. He came in and was like, yo, I got this song. I'm like, all right. When I played it a couple times, people vibe with it. And he was like, yo, I got this show coming up. And if you want, you can come out there and fly out with me and be my DJ. I was like, all right, cool. Ended up not working that way. And he got in touch with me again, was like, yo, once my stuff start bubbling, you know, I'll hit you up. So, I mean, he called one day and was just like, yo, you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So it's been 2 years, and the grind is starting to really pay off.
Yeah, I see it.
He has a really big song out called 30 Deep right now. Might mess around and be able to get my mama a house.
Well, do you get that a lot? Do you get people trying to get you to play their songs a lot, like at the club?
All the time.
Do you ever do it? Or do you have like a criteria when you get something?
My criteria is it just has to sound like it's not diverting from what I already have going on. And a lot of times local artists get really, really pissed off at DJs because, you know, they've worked hard on that song.
Right.
And they said to themselves, I'm gonna go to the club, I'm gonna give this to the DJ, and they expect the crowd to just be like, wow.
Yeah.
I've tested that, and it doesn't work historically. No. And I mean, I've had to argue with several, you know, local guys, and I'm just like, yo, this just isn't good, man.
Right.
You know, if it's good, I'll play it.
So do you have to tell people this isn't?
I have to. I don't know how many times I've been threatened, like, don't come outside after the club.
Yeah, people take that music stuff serious.
So I'm the guy you never want to ask, like, I want you to really listen to this and tell me what you think.
Right, but
I love
people
music.
need it straight up, though. People need to know whether it's good or not. If you ain't going to play it, then who is?
I need to learn how to deliver that, because it's
Don't be a
real
jerk.
Just cutthroat.
Hey, some people
You
need
sure
it like
you don't
that.
want to keep selling dope?
Well, so I know that you do Taylor Gang. So you, like you said, you did Wiz and Amber's wedding.
Yeah.
So I want to get into the coolest celebrity you've met so far while being in the industry. And then why?
The coolest celebrity I've met? Probably Juicy J, to be honest with you. Just because, like, I expected him to be, like, super fancy, like,
right, but that's Uncle
kind of
Juicy.
uppity. Man, Juicy J really reminds you of that uncle. That's he's just always cool. So I was surprised,
That's
you know,
good.
when I met him. Yeah.
So who's your celebrity crush?
Man, my celebrity crush was Kenya Moore. See, because I like that old vintage type of.
Yeah.
I'm really not into the young chicks all like that. But it was when she was on that Miss America swag. She had some class and respect. And then I saw her on one of those shows.
Yeah, because you said was.
What? I can't think. Was it like Atlanta Housewives? Or,
I don't know which one.
Man, she was so ratchet. She just killed it for me.
So you don't have a crush on her anymore?
Nah.
Who you got your eye on now?
I really don't have anybody. I'll get on Instagram and do some cyber thirsting.
At us. At PGH _tonight. Let us know your celebrity crush.
Yeah, I do got to find me a crush because I'm going to get this money soon.
Yeah, so she might have a crush on you back. Have a baby.
Yeah.
What's the one song that always gets the crowd jumping?
I got to say Soulja Boy Dunk.
Okay.
That song
I can see
pretty
that.
much works.
I can see that.
And Juvenile back that ass up.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen people in wheelchairs stand up when that song came on. Like
Which one? Juveniles?
Yeah, you will drop a baby when you hear the first couple seconds
I
of that
probably
song.
dropped my drinks a couple times when that came on.
So definitely that for sure.
Okay, and then what's your favorite city to DJ in? I mean, I know, you know, you're Pittsburgh based, but what's your favorite? Because you've been on tour, so.
Honestly, I really like to DJ in Pittsburgh more than like any place.
I love that answer.
Because it's like, Pittsburgh is like ratchet, but don't know no better. So if it sounds good, then they rock with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely like, because when you go other places, I've DJ'd in Atlanta, I've DJ'd like in Texas and places like that. Mm-hmm. They're always trying to be cute.
Right.
But here,
Pittsburgh gets with it.
I've seen women take their wig off when they really like the song. Like,
Okay, so it's fun. Pittsburgh's fun.
Oh, definitely. Pittsburgh is real too.
Do you have a Pittsburgh pet peeve?
I don't like the way people turn when you're going like, they call it the Pittsburgh left.
Okay.
I don't like that, and I don't like when Pittsburgh women put S's at the end of everything, like
Yeah.
Nakamas, Kmart's,
Because it's not
Walmart.
plural, so.
And then they'll say Long John Silver. They won't even put that S on there.
Okay, that's a good one.
Red Lobsters.
Okay, that's a good one. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
doubt,
Had a great
doubt.
time. Let's pound it.
All right. You had to blow up.
All right, thanks, GQ. Stay tuned. We'll be back with another interview.
It's Wiki.
Welcome back, Pittsburgh. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Arriana Bey. And up next, we have an interview with TV host Liz Costa. So if we want to go right into our interview, and Liz, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm originally from Costa Rica. I went to Ohio State University, and I moved to Pittsburgh probably about 4, maybe 5 years ago. And I'm currently working for a local sports program as a TV host and sports reporter. And I'm also the co-owner of Ivy Pittsburgh in the Strip District.
Okay, so a woman of many hats.
Yeah, well, what I went to school for is accounting. So I moved here for a job opportunity, and then I fell in love with Pittsburgh. So I've stayed, and things kind of took a change, career change for me when I got the opportunity to work in sports. So.
Yeah, so how did that happen? Or were you a big sports fan?
Yeah, I've always been a huge sports fan, and friends knew that. And one of my friends suggested that I do a read for a producer here that was looking to add a female to their sports program. And I did, even though I was super nervous to do it, going from accounting to
big change.
Television is a big change, but I kind of always had ambitions to do something different. So I did the read, and I actually did get the position over 3 girls who had
Experience
in broadcasting. So I felt really lucky, and definitely it's been a learning curve, but a fun experience.
Yeah, I checked out the videos and the segment Champion Chase, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like you're a natural at it, so you didn't really need prior experience.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really good. Are you a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, or do you like baseball?
I am a huge football fan, like
Football.
diehard football, which it's actually really lucky that that's kind of what we focus on strictly. NFL, we follow the Steelers. We're at training camp with them.
Perfect.
We're at the games, Super Bowl. But nobody really knows, but I'm actually an Eagles fan.
Oh.
That's turned into a Steelers fan. I am a Steelers fan now, so.
Okay, so then you also, you mentioned Ivy, Pittsburgh,
Yes.
and I'm really excited for that.
I know,
yeah.
I'm so excited.
So what can we expect from Ivy this season, this spring,
Well,
this summer? What are you guys doing?
It's only our 5th weekend, but we are so excited. I mean, we're growing every week. Like, we've already brought new staff in. We want the best of the best, but it's such a beautiful venue. We're really, we don't want to just be known as an upscale lounge. We want people to really know that we are a banquet facility. It's like the most amazing space in Pittsburgh to have a wedding, a function, and an event like yours.
Yeah.
And, we want people to come down and see it, because once you walk in the door, you fall in love with it.
It is. I fell in love with it.
I
It's
think
beautiful.
I told you that.
Yeah.
Once you walk in, it sells itself.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of great events coming up. We have Joe Manganiello of True Blood.
Okay.
He actually has
love
his
him.
first documentary that he produced will be released here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So they're kind of bringing Hollywood to Pittsburgh, and then they're
I'm
having
all
the
for
after
that.
party. At Ivy, which we're super excited about. We have Hillbilly Way, which is kind of a Pittsburgh country band.
Yeah.
They have a big following here. They're going to be having a lot of events in the summer, and then we also have day parties that we're starting this Sunday. This will be our first one, so we're really excited for that. Yeah,
I'm very excited.
We kind of want to bring Miami, Vegas, LA feel to Pittsburgh. So.
And I think it's great, and I think it's a perfect time to do it. I think Pittsburgh's ready.
We're excited to do it. Pittsburgh really does have kind of a little bit for everybody, like that, in the nightlife scene.
Right.
But we want to do a little bit more of a big city, more upscale feel. So.
Definitely, I completely understand that. I love the back, the outside.
Oh yeah, the courtyard's amazing.
Courtyard.
We just put the cabanas up, so they'll be ready for Sunday, and we're gonna have the DJ out there and our chef cooking brunch. And
Okay, that's gonna be really nice. So when you guys were looking for venues, did you guys have the idea of Ivy before you got into the venues?
Yeah, Ivy's been actually my husband came up with that idea, the whole Ivy concept. And, we had an original location that fell through, which this whole process started 2 years ago.
Okay.
So when that fell through, we kind of had to start from scratch. And we got really lucky when the space in the Strip opened up, and we were able to jump in there kind of at the last minute.
Definitely. Things work out that way.
Yeah.
So where'd you guys get the name Ivy, though? What's that?
He kind of has a little obsession with actual ivy and how it grows on buildings, and that look. And if you look at the back where the courtyard is, we have a huge brick wall kind of like enclosing the courtyard. We're going to grow ivy up that, and he loves that that name.
Great.
Yeah.
So how is it working with your husband?
It's good, and trying at times because it's my husband and I, and then we have another owner, Brandon, who it's 3 heads, 3 really strong-minded individuals. So we have a lot of great people involved, and we're still all learning to work together, but it's going really great.
Okay, good to hear. So do you guys collectively have a Pittsburgh pet peeve when it comes to nightlife or events or anything like that? Is there anything that grinds your gears about Pittsburgh?
I mean, yeah, I think it's more so just, I think the mentality, especially kind of in the Strip District, is they're a little bit, tougher on clubs and what you want to do, and they really watch you.
Yeah.
And they kind of want to tell you what to do, and we really just want to bring the best to Pittsburgh, so we're kind of pushing through all of the roadblocks that have been thrown in our way.
Okay, good. So what's next for you? I know that you mentioned that you're doing some more in studio with broadcasting.
Yeah.
So do you have any upcoming projects we can look out for?
Well, I because of the show, I've had the opportunity to do some other things. Like I've done a few things with producers from NFL Films and little things here and there, commercials and things like that I love doing. But right now, I'm kind of focusing on Ivy until this July when I go back to broadcasting. So then I'll be back at training camp, sweating every day for 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I look forward to following Championship Chase with you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on your new show.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, stay tuned. We have another interview coming up next. Welcome back, Pittsburgh. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Arriana Bey. And up next, we have an interview with the one and only Courtney Noelle. Now, Courtney, you want to give us some background on yourself?
Well, my name is Courtney Noelle. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a singer, songwriter, recording artist signed to Taylor Gang, which is Wiz Khalifa's label.
Okay. People should know that if they're watching Pittsburgh Tonight. They should know that. Okay. So, when did this get started? How did you get into singing? And when did you get with Taylor Gang? I think a lot of people, I know that you lived in Maryland, so you were born in Pittsburgh, but you're with Taylor Gang, which is Pittsburgh. So how did you get in with Wiz, and how did you get into Taylor Gang?
When I moved to Maryland, I was still coming back and forth like every summer from Baltimore to Pittsburgh. And we have a lot of the same friends because we all recorded at the same studio, which is ID Labs, who is owned by the producer, E. Dan, who produces a lot of the tracks that we work on. So we were all in the same studio, and I was doing a song, and he jumped on it, and then he did a song, which was Bankroll, and I ended up featuring on that. And right around that time is when I decided to move back to Pittsburgh from Baltimore. So we did the song together. That mixtape, which was Star Power, kind of took off, and everybody loved the song. And so people wanted me to put out my own music. So they were tired of hearing me on all his features and hooks and wanted me to do my own music. So I put out a mixtape called Wishing on a Star. And at that same time, he was releasing Black and Yellow and just signed to Atlantic. And after the success of Black and Yellow, he decided he wanted to start a label. And he was really a fan of my mixtape of Wishing on a Star and all my C mixes that I was doing. And so he asked me to sign, and I was like, of course, you know, that was my friend. He was been my friend for a really long time at that point. So it was kind of organic.
So do you still do C mixes? And you want to explain the C mix for those of you who don't know?
A C mix is my version of a remix to like whatever song I choose to do. It's usually a Drake song. And I just remix it and kind of like sing rap, and it's really different from my regular music because it's all lovey-dovey. And then I get on a C mix and I kind of like start cussing and all that type of stuff. So they're just my version of a remix.
Do you have an alter ego? Like, you know how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, and then you do the C mix, which is different from your music. So do you have a name for that girl?
Yeah, I guess I do kind of have an alter ego. Like I have CNB, which is just my initials.
Right.
And she kind of likes to cuss and smug and kick people's ass. Can you say ass?
You said it.
Okay. and then you have Courtney Noelle, who just wants to sing and fall in love with boys and be stupid.
So are your songs, since you write your own music, is there truth to the music? Like,
yes, it's truth to all of it, unfortunately.
oh.
But I mean, some stuff is not all my truth. It might be like a friend of mine,
Right, yeah.
or just something I seen on TV, like a love story or something, and I interpret it my own way and write a song about it.
Okay, so is Courtney Noelle currently singing about a certain someone, or how does that go?
Nope. Next question. No, not right now.
I mean, how is it though, entering the industry? I mean, do you get fan mail from guys who, like, you know, are in love with you?
I don't get fan mail, but I get fan tweets and Instagram comments from interesting guys who say some really interesting things. But I don't get any fan mail. But, I mean, I feel like when you're going in, like at this point in my career, I don't really have time for boys. I need to be like zoned
completely
in.
Understand.
Yeah, so if I'm writing a song from this point on, it's about a past relationship. But I'm still dating, I mean, so I can write about that too, I guess.
Right. Girls always have something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and, I mean, if it's not me being screwed over, it's one of my friends being screwed over. So I'll always have stuff to write about.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. The muse to the music.
Exactly.
So, do you have any stalkers or anything of that nature? I know that, you know, you're going from being, you know, the regular girl, and I feel like I can see it happening. You get more fans, you're more well known.
You want to know, you would think that it's guy stalkers, but it's like crazy girl stalkers. Like crazy girl stalkers. I looked out my window one day and this girl was pulling on my car door handles.
Is this like love stalking? Like, does she love you or she hates you?
She doesn't like me. I don't think she likes me. So yeah, she was like trying to vandalize my car, I guess. I don't know, but that's kind of stalkerish to me. Like, why are you looking in my windows and stuff?
Definitely.
It's weird, right?
Do you think that came with the name, or is this something that would have happened if you were regular?
No, it can't. It's because people think like I'm like this. I don't know. I think people look at me differently than I view myself.
Yeah.
To me, I'm just kind of like, what? Like, what is the big deal? Like, hi.
Well,
yeah.
No, I mean, you've done a lot this year.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean? It's me. It's like I do it every day, so it's weird when people react that way. It's not weird, but like weird for me to interpret.
Definitely.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just a regular person. I'm not even looking at myself the way you're looking at me. So I think it comes with the name. They're like, oh, that's Courtney Noelle. She signed to Taylor Gang. And if it was just someone else, they'd be like, oh, whatever. But it's just me. It's like, let's really. Okay.
So what do you think is the biggest thing you've done thus far? Like, what moment did you have where you were like, wow, like I'm really doing stuff?
Tour. Last summer, I went on Wiz's Under the Influence of Music tour with A$AP Rocky and Trinidad James and B.O.B. and that was probably like the highlight of, my life right about now. I mean, I know bigger things are to come, but right now that was probably like a highlight of my career, being able to just travel like all over the world and be with my friends and get paid to do it and sing and promote myself and my music. It kind of really, and have my mom and my family and my friends see me like perform.
I got to come see you.
You did, and it was like an aha moment, like, wow. You know
Definitely,
what I mean?
a big deal.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't look at it, a lot of things the way other people do because I'm so used to it. I've been like touring with Wiz since 2009, so I'm just like, oh, it's another tour.
Right, but to everybody else,
To everybody else, it's a big,
something
it's a
big.
big thing, and I'm not just coming out for one song. I'm like, I was on stage the whole time. I performed the song me and him wrote together called "Got Everything," and I had like a moment to display my talent. So I was appreciative, and that was a really, really big moment for me.
So how has Love on the Run been for you? I know it was like highly anticipated because it took so long to come out. So what was going on with that? What took so long?
A lot of different things. I mean, I recorded in so many different places, for one. I recorded with so many different people, for two. So you have to locate the track. You have to locate the session, like the original session. You have to get it mixed, and then you have to like the mix.
Right.
So a lot of different things happen. I mean, and it just wasn't the right time. I felt like I would listen to it over and over again. I'm like, it's not really where I want it to be. And so then I would record more and kind of add and remove and XYZ. And then I had to go through a period where I was like, I don't want to piss this friend off by not using this song, and I don't want to piss him off by not using this song. So that was a whole nother thing. But finally it came together, and I put it together how I felt. You know, I put the track listing together how I felt, told a story. And it came out great. Everybody likes it. It's getting really good reviews, and I have a crap load of downloads, so I'm not complaining. And we just decided to turn it into an EP, so we can actually put that on iTunes.
Okay, good. And then what do we have to look forward to with you for the summer? Got any big projects coming up?
The EP, turning Love on the Run into an EP. So we'll be still promoting the mixtape, but we're going to remove a couple songs and add newer songs, better songs, and try to release that this summer. And then along with that, I'll be going on tour on another Under the Influence of Music tour they just announced today, actually.
Okay, so it's big news.
Yeah, so it's big news. It's going to be Wiz and Tyga and I Am Sue, Ty Dolla $ign, Mac Wilds, Rich Homie Quan, and some other people that I don't remember, but that's what I'll be doing all summer.
Okay, so you're busy.
Yes, I am, and I'm happy to be. Sometimes when you just sit still for too long, you kind of lose your steam. I like to be moving and going. Yeah, I like to always get up and go and have my schedule full of stuff to do so I don't get distracted.
And who has been the coolest celebrity you've met? Since, I mean, like you said, you're used to this kind of stuff. You see yourself as not that big a deal. So what celebrities have you been around where it's been like, oh, we're just all regular people? Like,
Juicy J was surprisingly the coolest person.
That's what GQ said.
Yeah, did he say that? Yeah, he's probably the coolest person because you figure, like, he's Juicy J. He, like, won an Oscar and was in, Hustle and Flow, and he's, like, 3 6 Mafia, so, and he has a shitload of money, so you would expect him to be, like, Juicy J. But actually, the song he has with me on my project, I was so scared to ask him about it. I'm like, I don't want to ask him what if he like tries to charge me, or what if he's like, I'm cool off of it, or it's whack, or whatever. And I sent it to him, and he sent it right back in like 2 hours. So I was like, wow, yeah, I was like, that was nice. And then every time I'm around or he's in one of my sessions, he always gives me advice and encourages me to do stuff. And I've actually done stuff for his project, so he's the coolest.
That's good to hear. So are there any other music artists, or I'm sure there are, so I want to know who they are, the music artists that you want to work with and how you would go about trying to do so, because I really want you to make a song with Drake.
I do too. I would love to either make a song with Drake or write a song with Drake or just be in the room while Drake's making a song. I'll take it however I can get it. But people I would want to work with, like if we're going to go to the high end of things, Beyonce, because I'm her stan. I'm kind of cracked out on Beyonce.
Oh, you're one of them?
Yeah, I'm tried and true. So, her, Mariah Carey, Sade, Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Jay-Z. I'm just throwing things out here now.
Okay. Well, those are all good ones.
Yeah,
I can all see that. Those are all, I can see those in the future. So
it's going to happen. I'm putting it into the universe.
Yeah, put it out there. You're going to get it right back. So another question is just the selfie question. How often do you take selfies? I follow you on Instagram.
Minute of my life.
And I was just talking about this today with my friend. I was like, you take a selfie and you look at it. So when you look at your selfie, do you pick it apart? Like for the negative, do you see all the positives? Like,
I pick my selfie to the ground. Like, you would think I was the most evil person in the world the way I look at my selfies. I'm like, oh my God, your nose. Oh my God, your pores. Oh my God, your eyebrows are like higher on this side than they are on this side. Oh my God, your nostril is just disgusting. Oh my God, your lip. Well, put some chapstick on. Like, I will look at every single thing. Like, oh my God, your scalp is greasy. And
and no one else even looks at that kind of stuff, I feel like.
no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
No one cares.
So when you post a selfie, do you ever like go back and look at it and be like, why did I post this one?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I do that. I'm like, why
I delete
did I
pictures.
post this picture?
Oh, if you really like pay attention to my Instagram, I delete everything. I like my Instagram to look a certain way when you click on it.
Yeah.
So if someone wants me to post like what is it, little meme, I guess, or something like that. Like, I'll post it if it's funny, and then I'll have to take it down because I'm like, I don't like the way that looks on my Instagram. It's like
it looks like a promo page or something.
I mean, not even that. I just hate all that clutter on my page, and then it's like right next to a selfie, and I'm just like, I don't like the way that looks. I like all my selfies to be in order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
So
kind of
there's
OCD.
a method to the Instagram madness.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a method to my Instagram madness because I have problems.
Okay, I see people comment like, follow back, please, I love you, please marry me, follow back, I want you to follow me, please follow me. And I'm like, I wonder if Courtney's gonna follow them. Do you ever follow them?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I will. Like, if they're like a real fan, I go and I investigate. I look at people's pages. I look and see if they do that to like everybody's page. And if they do, I probably don't follow them. But if they're like really a fan and really would mean something to them, then I would follow them. Because people just say that just to be like, I got Courtney Noelle to follow me. You know, people like put that on their bio and stuff. Followed by Wiz Khalifa, followed by Chevy Woods on April 13th, 2010, followed by Neo. I'm like, why are we doing this today? Why is that something we do?
Yeah,
I don't
not
get
a big
it.
deal.
Yeah, it's like no.
Not that cool.
So if it's someone that will really mean something to, and they're not like overly annoying, and this one guy, I felt so bad. I followed him back after like the 100th time he asked me, and all he does is take pictures from the chin to like the pelvic area.
What?
You never see his face. You just see his belly button, his ribs, like his arms.
Is he like muscular? Like, is this muscle?
He's not muscular. He's like this little scrawny white guy, and he just, that's all the pictures are. There might be like one or two with him and his dog or something like that, and then it's just back to business.
Follow.
It's like he's an ab model. I don't know, but it was where I said, I'm sorry, dude, I gotta unfollow you. This is pitiful. I couldn't do it.
All right. Let us know how we can follow you. Tell us your Instagram, Twitter.
Well, you can actually find everything on my website, which is CourtneyNoelleMusic.com. All my shows, interviews, my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram is all linked through there. But if you can't get to my website and you're on your phone, you can get me on Twitter at CMB Brand, Instagram at CMB Brand too, matter of fact.
Okay.
So they're the same.
All
Not
right.
hard to find, so there's no excuse.
Okay, well, thank you, Courtney. So give me a
No
Pittsburgh
problem.
pound. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys stay tuned because we got a lot more coming up for you.